G'day everyone and welcome to the Big Bros podcast. My name is Jeremy. If it's your first time joining us on the show, I'm joined by my lovely friend and co-host Ilan. But most importantly, we are joined by Vinnie Brigante. Have I nailed it there?
You've got it pretty spot on, yeah. I wouldn't change a thing about how you said that.
Very good. We are joined by Vinnie, fan favorite contestant from Big Brother season 2025. With probably the most beaming smile and golden retriever energy I have ever seen in my life. Mate, welcome to the show.
Hold on, let me just come down from that. No, thank you for having me, lads. I'm very keen. Appreciate it.
We are so keen for this, mate. It's been teed up for a little while now, and we've just loved your energy, love what you bring, and beyond the screens of Big Brother, we know that there's so much more to you, mate, which we can't wait to dive into. Yeah. But with regards to Big Brother, what was your process like, firstly?
To get on the show?
Yeah.
It was random. It was very, very weird. Full confession. People may or may not know this, but I never watched a season before. When I got cast, I was like, shit, I should probably watch it and learn how the show works and whatnot, because my fan was into it, but I wasn't really. So I watched the 2013 season, 20 eps. But to get on, I was in a relationship last year and we broke up September-ish, end of September. And a couple of days after, I was on my phone, I saw the ad to apply for it and I'm like, fuck it. The post-breakup gloom, you're like, gosh. So I applied as a joke. I was like, fuck it, that'll be a laugh. And then a week after, I got an email saying, hey, we loved your application. Would you like to do a Zoom interview? Did that. Did well in that. She's like, hey, would you like to meet the producers and stuff, go in person? It was this whole big ordeal. Had to sign NDAs and stuff. Could not talk about it. Could not tell anyone about it for ages. Did that. Did well in that. And then I was actually opening up for a man named Cap Carter at 170 Russell. And I got a call from the producer. He's like, Vinnie, are you sitting down? I'm like, no. And he told me. And I was like, it was very, very, very quick.
Oh my God.
That's a synopsis. Yeah.
And is it still a 50 question application? Is it still that intense when applying?
Oh, there's a lot of questions. There's a video portion of the application where you have to upload a video. What a lot of people will do is, hi, I'm Vinnie, I'm 21, and I couldn't be bothered. So I uploaded a video. It's on my Instagram and TikTok and stuff. You can put it on now if you like. It's 5 seconds. It is a video of me videoing my brother sleeping and my sister's pouring water on his face. And he wakes up, he goes to grab her and then he just slaps me and knocks me on the ground. Whoa, it's a 5-second clip. And I put that in instead. Great. And you're supposed to say who you are, what you do, what your traits are. I was like, I can't be bothered. So I just put that video in.
Was that part of the application then just you taking the piss? So did you have a part of you that was I actually don't care if I get in, I just want to just take the piss out of it?
It was honestly a laugh. It was just a laugh. I remember I was at work. I was on my lunch break. I was on my phone. I saw an Instagram ad saying Big Brother 2025. And I was just like, yeah, whatever. I went through the questions. I was answering the questions as if I was talking to someone. So it was what do you do in your day? I literally would.
I don't know, bro.
I would write, fuck. And I was just in a rush sort of doing it. So yeah, there's a lot of questions. It was a lot of me just sort of taking the piss, but that's sort of who I am. So it was it worked. Yeah. And they could see me through the audition questions, which is good. And then when they met me, it was they had to match it. Because if there's a difference, it's well, who are you really?
So it sounds like humor is clearly your advantage. So
oh God, that's a big compliment.
Would you disagree?
Well, I live with one of the funniest men I know.
That is true.
Will Taylor, who has been on the show before. Lovely man. I wouldn't say I'm funny, but I would say that I know how to make people laugh. There's a difference. And I don't know what that is. It just makes me sound smart. So
no, we'll leave it in. We won't challenge you. We will not challenge you on that. What's the process then? Is it still filmed on the Gold Coast?
Yeah, man.
Oh, so it's right next to Movie World or Dreamworld.
It's in Dreamworld. Jeez. It's literally in the theme. It's in the theme park.
And do you get time out to actually just go get a show bag, get on some rides, things like that?
No, it is COVID-19 vibes, lockdown. It is you're in a house. There is a little outdoor part. There's a little pool, little gym, little fake grass section, but that's it. You're in there. And I was in there for 25 days. And it honestly feels dystopian now to think about it. It feels so long ago, even though it was 4 months ago, whatever it was. And the lead up to the night of when everyone goes in and goes, oh, entering Vinnie, entering Lana, all that sort of stuff. There was a big weather gap. that cause a couple of hours of delay. And on the TV, it looks like, oh, it was just like 1 hour, an hour episode. No, it was hours. So like 3 or 4 people that entered the house. I was next. They'd done my hair and makeup. Door closes, weather delay. I'm in the car, cool, half an hour.
Oh my
40
God.
minutes, an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours. It was like ages.
And they gave you no specific time of how long it would be for.
You couldn't. It was just so unsafe. Like the rain was like you could not see 3 or 4 meters in front of you. It was so thick. Like you could not. It was so unsafe. It was like, is the show going to get canned? That's how bad it was. And like in that month that we were recording, fun fact, there was like 18 electrical storms.
What?
Yeah, in Gold Coast, right? The sunniest place on earth. No. But I remember when I was talking to Mel doing my interview, and then she goes, all right, we're sending in Vinny, everybody, give him a cheer. And you have to turn, and then the doors close. I remember it just being like that, complete silence. And I was like, oh my God, I'm about to go on Big Brother. This is like weird. And then the doors open, and it's like, oh, there's all my housemates. And then it is as real as it looks on TV. Like it is a kitchen that's there every day, no TV, no nothing. There's a gym, there's a pool, that's it. That's all you've got. And then 13 people that you can't escape. You have to see every morning, every night, every time you shower. You have to see them all the time. It's as it looks.
And then did you go in trying to be some sort of a character, or was it as simple as just being yourself? As they say, just be cliche and just be yourself, because you said there was lots of different characters in there. So did you try to be a character, or was it just as simple as being yourself?
The thing is, like, there's 22,000 applicants and they've narrowed it down to 13. So like you're already thinking, damn, they've got some people, right? And obviously everyone that applies thinks they have a chance to get on. They think they have value to bring to the show. I thought I did, I of course know who I am. I know my personality. I thought, I'd be good for it. So you have to keep that in mind. It's like, okay, well, if I'm good, well, then there's 12 other people that are also going to be characters. So if you try, you'll stick out like a sore thumb. But if you're just you, which is also another weird philosophical question, which is hard to answer as well, which we could just go deep on.
What is you?
What is you, right? Like, what is that? It's just who we have been told we are our whole lives, right? Which is another strange thing. So like when you're talking to these like casting people, you're like, yeah, I'm this and I'm that, and this is how I reacted when I got broken up with, and when I did this, and in school this is how I'd react, and they're like analysing you like to a T, and these guys are very, very smart at what they do. But it's a lot of psychology that goes into it.
Are they psychologists?
There's a couple of psychologists. Yeah, and actually, fun fact: Big Brother, the voice, is a psychologist as well. Yeah.
Maybe I should apply. Tell me, so you've walked in and you just mentioned there's 13 other characters who are going to stick out because, out of how many applicants there are, they need to bring something to the table. What are you feeling? Are you feeling nervous? Are you feeling intimidated? Are you feeling pumped, or just a mixture of things?
Mixture of things. More just like excited because the lead up's so like, it's so intensive. Like that week we were in like a hotel lockdown, and they do this with pretty much every reality TV show, like Love Island, all that sort of stuff. They put you in a hotel lockdown, nothing but you and like books that you can bring in. No phone, no TV, no nothing. You can't leave your room. You get room service. That's it. You can't leave. And that happened for 2 nights. So 2 nights, 3 days. And that doesn't sound like a long time, but it's just like you just sitting in a room for ages. So like that.
What did you do?
I read a book. I read a book, Killers of the Flower Moon. Have you seen that movie?
Nope.
No.
Was it worth the read?
Oh, amazing read.
Okay,
yeah, amazing read. And then I want to watch the movie as well. It's directed by Scorsese, got DiCaprio and De Niro in it. So like,
good lineup.
Yeah. I read that book. But the build-up is just so tense. So it's like you're just more excited for it to happen. You don't know what the experience is going to be. You have no idea. So you're just more excited. I wasn't really nervous. I was just more excited.
So who's the first character that made an impression on you?
Ooh. That made an impression on me. Probably Colin. Similar age. I didn't expect... I thought I'd be the youngest in the house. I thought going into it I'd be the youngest. I was 21 at the time. I thought, that's pretty young for someone to go on reality TV. Sure, there's not someone else. But he was 3 or 4 months younger than me. So, we clicked pretty much straight away. But he made an impression because, he's my boy. Like, we're similar age.
Yeah.
Everyone else is so much older than us. Yeah.
Yeah,
Him.
and did that become like a bit of a target against you guys at some stage in the early stages of Big Brother? Do people actually look for that? Do others in the housemates look for that? Do they look to group up with people, and then do they assess that and go, oh fuck, like they're a duo, they're a target, like we got to keep our eyes peeled? Like, does the strategy already flick in.
I'll be completely honest with you. And talking to Han, who was on the 2013 season, post the show, you can
great season, by the way.
Great season. That's the one I watched.
I did
before
watch that
going
one.
in. Yeah, I was very lucky. Like me and her and I went to an event after the show, and I got to meet her. She was great. She was really good value. All this like strategy and stuff you have, like even on the interview I had with Mel, she's asked, "Oh, like what sort of game plan are you going to come in with?" And I'm like, my word. I said some cringe line. I said like my word outside of here means everything, but in there it means nothing. It's just not true. Like it's like as soon as you enter the house, all game plan, in my opinion anyway, goes because you're living now. It's not like you're on it's not like you're on like The Price is Right where it's a set and it's like a host and there's games and stuff. You're just living. So like you very quickly become just Vinny. You very quickly just become you. The only power and like manipulation you can sort of have is like maybe the day into like a voting day where it's like you can maybe talk to someone to like, oh, this person's doing this or whatever. But even then, the only person that gets to make the vote is the people doing the vote, right? That's the only power we have is to put up people for a nomination. So I think people will go in with game plans, but very quickly it's just naturally who do you gravitate towards, who do you dislike, who do you like, who is annoying. If I had my time back, I would have done my votes completely different.
Would you?
Yeah, I think I gave Mia the first week 3 votes because she was annoying. I think that was my reason. Which, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of conversations in the house that was repeated from her that was annoying for some people and me a little bit as well. But looking back, she loved me and she wanted me to stay in the house. So she would have never voted me. So I should have kept her back.
But did you know that at the time?
No idea.
No.
I have no idea. No. And even then, you don't think about it, which is so dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So then do you feel like others were losing that potential game plan going into it? Because you mentioned you went in, you're living, you're just Vinny now.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that was the same for majority of the house?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think like the only, like I said, the only power you have is just when you vote for people.
Right.
And you sort of have to think, Michael's probably going to get Michael's probably going to get a lot of votes this time.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll vote for someone else.
Yeah.
Something hilarious that happened on the show was, I think it was the 3rd week, Holly was like pissing so much people off in this like week. And it was like everyone was unanimously thinking she's going to get like 30 votes. Like this is going to be insane. I think she got like 8.
Yeah.
So I think what happened in people's heads, which is definitely what I did, I didn't vote her because I thought other people would. And then other people got put up. It was like cinema. It was insane.
Yeah.
So I think all these, like I said, all these game plans and stuff can come back and bite you in the ass. I think it's just you got to be you.
And it's funny from a your perspective being in there versus our perspective as Australia watching, because from the perspective of watching, we think that there's so much fucking game plan going on because that's how it's commentated on TV.
Yeah.
That there is so much game plan, there's so much strategy. They show the visions of you guys having little chit chats and making out that there is so much manipulation going on. But here you are sitting being like, bro, like we're just living. We weren't even thinking about game plan.
I know that sounds anticlimactic, but it is kind of true. Like we are just living. And like maybe in the lead up to voting, there's a little bit of like, fuck, she's annoying me.
Yeah.
Fuck. A little bit, but not really. Yeah.
That's an interesting one. You are literally stuck with them. Does it get claustrophobic in there? Like I get that it's just a set and they've hooked you up with some great beds.
The beds were comfy, man.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Nice. And it does look like a big fun house, but surely, what about your social battery? Doesn't that just get draining day after day?
Yep, absolutely. So like, I'm very much a type of person whose energy that I'm around is the sort of energy I can match. If I'm by myself, I'm chill. I'm very chill. If I'm around people that have high energy, I'll match it. But there's days in there where you're like, okay, the 6th, 7th day in, 8th day in, you're like, all right, this is the same people, I'm hearing the same stories again. I'm like, there's the same arguments going on. Like, okay, we get it. Michael's eating the snacks and Connor's pissed off. Okay. But like, there comes to a point where like, there was days and hours where no one would talk to anyone. You'd just be like in the corner just laying down. Yeah, you'd just be fully laying down. There's no phone, there's no guitars, no TV. You can't like decompress that way. And other people's vices that would like help them. Like, let's say you two had an argument over something little, right? What you would do is you'd maybe go on your phone, go for a walk, or you'd maybe go walk a dog or something. There's none of that in there. So you're still with them. Yeah. It's like if me leaving a glass on the table turns into a big thing and the voltage is turned up by 100 because there's no vices. There's no escape for you to like calm yourself down. So the social batteries go up and down, especially with the emotion of voting and the emotion of people being nominated. Like I remember the first week Jane got nominated. man, like she was like so emotional because it was like this big thing. Like she had the most votes. Like everyone thought her to leave, and like this is when she like called us disrespectful. Like us boys disrespectful because we were fighting near her or whatever. But like it's a roller coaster. So people's batteries are like it's unpredictable every day.
I'm going to ask you a bit of a deeper question, but what do you learn about human nature being in that environment?
All right, that's good. What do I learn about human nature being in that environment? I think that I think it's pretty hard. What I learned for me is what I gained from the show. I think is maybe a different question, but I'll blend the two. Is I gained that I'm assured of who I am. And a lot of doubt that like I had going into the show about who I am or what I stood for and my values are pretty solidified in the show. Massive thank you to Australia for like watching and seeing who we are, and big thanks to the live stream for showing it 24/7 because you could not hide. Like, yeah, my housemates were calling me fake, but all you had to do was watch the live stream and see that I wasn't talking shit about anyone. My votes were consistent, and I was like pretty chill. Like I was just chill. Like I was just hanging out. But what I learned about human nature is I think that people, I think it's pretty easy for people to hop on a trend or hop on a dog pile someone. So I think the first week it was Mia, then the second week was Holly, then I think it was a bit of me. Then after that, I think who copped it after that? I think Connor maybe got some votes. But like it's sort of just whatever the movement's going on in the house. If I'm talking about how annoying is Holly and Colin making out all the time, you're probably going to start thinking it. Especially in an environment where there's nothing else to think of but what everyone else is doing. So I think what I learned about human nature is, people just have a tendency to dogpile. But at the same time, there's some strong figures in there that would not change for no one.
It's so funny you mentioned that because I'm just thinking, if I'm in that circumstance, right, and I'm competing with you for a bunch of money, the last thing I want to do is disagree with you. Even if I might disagree with you, I don't want to piss you off by disagreeing with you. I'd rather just fake my response and be like, they're making out all the time. It's grinding my gears as well. It's like, what about that person? Do you reckon they're getting shitty as well? And it's funny because I feel like that it bleeds into almost like an unconscious strategy. It's like, okay, I'm much better off just teaming up with the people who are already on the same page rather than just objecting and then creating a bigger fuss for them to get shitty at me.
Absolutely. But the thing is, you'll be able to do that once or twice. But once you do that for 14, 16, 17, 18 days, people are pretty good reads of people. Like psychologically, you'd know this. Like you judge someone pretty quickly. And it's not like, like there's any prejudice towards it. Like if I see someone that looks like a family member of mine, my brain will go, oh, well that, I have a familiarity with it, right? So like you might be able to put on a front and go, yeah, I do hate that they're making out flat out. But then like a week in, you probably can't put up that front anymore. It's probably going to be more exhausting to do that than not. So this is like I said before, all the game plans that people had, I think get stripped pretty quickly.
Fair.
And when it comes to like drama, because obviously they show plenty of drama on TV, but I'm wondering whether like is there actually that much drama to the extent that they show it on TV, or is that just manipulated in a way for us to think like, oh fuck, these two absolutely hate each other and they get their knickers in a knot constantly? Is it like that?
Yeah. Well, the great part about this season was that there was a live stream. Yeah. So you could see the dramas that weren't even aired. So I think, there's drama. You put 13 different... the analogy I've used is if there was a big hand that just went on a tram in Melbourne and just scraped people and put them in a house, that's what Big Brother is, right? It's just random people. If you do that, people that sit on opposite sides of the political spectrum, socioeconomic status spectrum, like, you're going to get arguments. So that's already bound to happen. But you've got 24 hours in a day and only an hour episode slot. So I'll tell you for sure, the drama's real. And the drama was a lot more than probably wasn't aired. Like there was drama that me and Lana had. Actually, it was funny. I went on live on TikTok the other night and I was talking about it and she joined and she was like, what's my name getting said for? And like, it's so sorted. Like there's no beef from Big Brother anymore. But there was an argument that her and I had during the day and I thought, absolutely, this is going to get aired. And I was like, oh my God, like, I don't know if I held myself well in that argument. Am I going to look bad? All this stuff goes through your head when you're in bed at night. And then when I leave the show, it was like nothing shown of it. But my family was watching the live stream 24 hours a day and they were like, they watched every argument and they...
On the projector 24/7, on the TV.
Literally. So there's a lot of drama.
Yeah,
and it's real.
With the drama, when it comes to actually resolving your drama, if you get into beef with someone, like you said, you can't just go for a walk with the dog. You can't just like have some time out and doom scroll on TikTok. So does resolutions to dramas do they take place in a different way in which they would take place in the real world? How does it happen in the house?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So like the night that the night that Ed gave me 7 votes and then put me up for a nomination, like he was like my mate in the house, right? That night, if that was to happen, if something similar were to have happened in real life, I probably would have just separated myself from that house, gone for a walk, grabbed my guitar, go for a drive. In that moment, I'm like forced in there. I'm like, the walk that I did was from the lounge to a bloody laundry. You know what I mean? Like that was my walk. And then the clip is me sitting on the laundry going like, oh my God, what's going on? And my head in that moment, I'm like, okay, how much more backstabbing is there going on? How much more votes? I'm thinking game a little bit there, but I'm also like, oh my God, my mate of like 24 days or whatever has just done that to me. So like, it's so different because then you're forced to have these conversations. Whereas in the real world, they could probably have a day or two to think, and like maybe apology could be brewed in someone's head. But in that moment, you're like sort of just like going at each other a little bit more. But people are more apologetic, I think, in the house because they have to be, as opposed to real life.
Did you buy his reasoning at the time, or was part of you thinking he's just coming up with a reason to kind of justify?
No, coming up with a reason to justify for sure. I mean, in that moment, I still don't know to this day. I don't think he knew that it was being broadcast to to us in the lounge, that we could watch him. We were watching him do the vote. I don't think he knew that. But like I said, if I had that moment, I probably would have done something similar, something pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
You know, I'm on air to 25 million people watching. You know, that's a population, whatever. I'm going to do something pretty dramatic. So like when I've confronted him in the laundry pretty maturely and pretty sternly, like I can read him pretty well. Like there was a bit of, what are you talking about here? Yeah. Like you just voted me just to,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting watching it back. That's for sure.
With all the cameras running all the time, maybe it's not a conscious thing for you, but do you at any point start thinking, I'm almost acting in a way that the producers want me to act? And you said you came out more self-assured, but is there any moments during that period where you're like thinking like, am I turning into something that isn't actually me?
Great question. And I think a lot of people probably had that thought go through their head in that house. I definitely did. Like, am I actually being me? Am I not? Am I being what they sort of thought I wanted to be? You know what I mean? Like, like, what mold do I fit? But no, I think I was just me. Oh my God, my voice is gone, hey.
Do you want more water?
No, that's right.
Have some water.
It's just like a tickle. But yeah, I think I was just sort of being, I think I was just being me. And even then, like at the start of the podcast, I was like, oh, what is that question? But like, no, I don't think I was sort of playing a mold or like, cause like the same person I was on the show and on the live stream that everyone watched, like when they meet me, they're like, oh my God, you're the exact same. Well, yeah. Cause I am me.
Yeah. And this is where it's such bullshit with the whole like Vinny is fake came into it. And like, we remember even just like seeing that at home and just not understanding as to how that can be bandwagoned so intensely. Cause like you said, someone says something and then another person might agree with it and then they tell someone else and they just snowball that. So with the whole Vinny is fake thing, with also the context of this shit is running 24/7, were you worried ever about being labelled that? Like, did it get to you?
In the house? Or,
yeah.
So I think in the house, I'd known what I'd done and what I'd said to people. So I was like, where has this come from? Like, genuinely, where has this fakeness come from? Like, because if I've spoken shit about you to someone, I've said it to your face. Yeah. And if I've said, like, I'm pretty aware of what I said to people. So like, I was like, this was a shock. I've sort of had a bit of trust that like people watching at home would go, well, nah, this guy's not fake. Because at the end of the day, they were watching it. And I knew that they were watching it 24/7. So it didn't worry me in terms of like the perception of Australia because I sort of backed myself, I guess, in the house. Because I knew, but if I had moments in the house where I was like, I'm really being a snake to someone or really talking shit about someone, I probably would have laid in my bed going, fuck, I'm really worried about how I'm going to look here.
Yeah.
But in terms of in the house, the whole fake comment, it was said by Jane, the grandma, and then a comment about being performative by Holly, which is sort of a passing comment, and then the Ed thing. I didn't really have a long time to live in that whole comment. I sort of got, Vinny, you're fake from Ed, give me 7 points. That night we had to do a challenge, 1 a.m. I'm gone. Like that was
a quick turnaround.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh God. And, wow. And that's led me into wanting to ask about the eviction because that eviction was fucking brutal. I mean, you're standing there, you're doing Christmas jingles. It's a joyous time. And next thing you hear is like, it's time to go, Vinny. Like, what was that the true story, or was there more to the eviction? Because from a viewer's perspective at home, it seems like it's just not in almost the spirit of Big Brother to just evict someone like that. Yeah. Was there more to it?
Nah, honestly, that was it. What you saw is what happened to me. Like literally, like we were in bed, you hear the which part of that 24-hour challenge was every time you heard that, get dressed, go sing the jingle. And again, you don't know what the stakes are. You don't know if you're going to have something taken away or if you're going to have more money for food. And like, these are stuff you need, right? So like, it does something to people's psyches. So like, these challenges were like, let's do these. So like 1 a.m., whatever, I've just had this whole fake thing with Ed. You can sort of see me like, in the first time it happens, when I get called fake, I'll sort of walk and I'm like sort of putting on my clothes. I can't be bothered. And then like when I sleep on it, I'm like, I'm a bit more keen. But yeah, jingle bells. It's time to go. Vinny, evicted. I hug everyone. I'm gone. It was as quick as it looked. And it was like, honestly, I've said this before. I'm very grateful it happened that way rather than the whole Sunday anxiety. Like I've seen it on like the Hollies faces, the Michaels, the Janes, like the people that were like Mia, like all these people that were nominated once or twice, like the anxiety they had in those days where it's like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm going home tonight. I don't know like why people put me up for nomination. I don't know. Like I survived, one nomination with that anxiety. And I was like, I don't want to do that again. So like, to leave sort of in an iconic, like brutal way was pretty sick.
So take us through the process. You get evicted. What are you thinking? Like, what's going through your head?
Like, is this really it?
Yeah.
Like, because I was having fun. Like, I was having a lot of fun. Like, a lot of people will probably look back on that experience that I've spoken to and go, whoa, that was a lot. Hold on. Like, probably not as much fun as I thought it was. I loved my time there. I had a lot of fun. I knew I was on a show the whole time. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think it was real life. All the comments about me, I could not give a shit. Like, do I take the people's opinions that I've known for 3 weeks or people that have known me for 22 years of my life? Like, really? Yeah. Like, I don't really care. So I had a lot of fun. So when I got evicted, I was like, no, like this, like, are you serious? Like, I was having so much fun. Yeah. It was just real. And then I leave, and then the two producers who were so lovely and accommodating the entire time were they're at the end of the door, and they're like, I was like, okay. And then I got in a car, went to a hotel, what did I order? I ordered a margarita pizza, like 2 club sandwiches.
Wow.
Ice cream, and I think something else. And I just smashed it.
It was like 3 a.m.
I would have been at the hotel like 2, yeah. 2
but, and that's also because you just heavily rationed in there, aren't you? You were probably craving that shit.
I also didn't sleep when I got evicted. I didn't sleep for like 2 days.
Oh, you're kidding.
I didn't sleep for 2 days straight. Like I did not sleep. I got evicted and then I was in the hotel, and then they didn't know this, and if they're watching, haha. But the TV was a smart TV, and we weren't allowed to have our phones or laptops, anything to watch anything at all. But it was a smart TV, and they were uploading the episodes on Big Brother on YouTube. Right. So I watched like 15 episodes in one night. Yeah, I like sat there and just watched it like a sicko. Like that night, I got evicted. Within an hour, I was watching the first episode.
Dude,
like that's like. And I'm really glad I did that than rather wait 3 months and then watch it. So I could, like, it was all like in the ethos of Big Brother. Like it was like, I've done this show, I'm going to watch it, done, chapter.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I didn't sleep for like 2 days.
Is there a reason? You just said like you're glad you didn't wait the few months to do it, but like by watching it there, was it, I don't know if closure is the right word, so correct me if I'm wrong, but did it give you that sense of closure? Like we've been evicted, it's shit, I was enjoying my time, but now I'll watch it, I'll see what it's really like, and then done and dusted.
Kinda. Because I thought about it. Like there wasn't a lot of stuff like pre the show and post the show that I didn't really think about or have intention with. Like even in like the press after, like I think I had like 18 or 19 interviews with like radios and TVs and stuff and news articles and stuff. I wasn't just word vomiting. I was pretty intentional with what I was saying. Like I didn't want to bag anyone out. I didn't want to bag any network out or anyone out like that. I didn't want to burn bridges. So like even with watching the episodes, I was like, well, I'm going to watch all these to sort of know what's going on with the show, so I can talk about what, So like should I have done it in the sport of Big Brother? Probably not. But I wanted to do it just so I could know and like live it all in this one moment. Because I think what could have happened is if I had done the show and then given it like 2 or 3 months and watched it again, it could have brought up like, oh my God, like this anxiety or like weird like bad memory that I didn't want it to be. So while it was all fun and good, I wanted to watch it in that moment rather than like give it time to like maybe doom, which I knew it wouldn't, but like I was pretty intentional with it.
So how did it feel watching it back?
Weird, man.
Weird.
Really weird. Yeah, like weird. Like I was like, oh my God, that's that angle? Like I know that camera. In that like, I knew that camera in the bathroom. Like that's what it was getting. Like, oh, that one swiveled. Like it was weird. It was weird. It was like, I don't know, like you do half a puzzle and then like you leave like a week and you come back and like, oh my God, the puzzle piece is there and you finish it. It was weird. I don't know. It was weird.
Were you happy with how you were portrayed?
Very.
Brother, you were.
Very.
It's good because there's obviously mixed opinions from a lot of people.
On the live and on the episodes. Like very.
It's great.
Yeah, I'm very happy. But at the end of the day, like people say, oh, you can get a bad edit, whatever. You give them the material for you to edit.
True.
Like if you want to be a villain, you can. If you want to be a flirt, you can. If you want to make out with women for 2 weeks, you can.
And then that leads me to the other contestants or people on the show. Did you feel like they were also portrayed pretty accurately?
Nah.
No.
Nah.
Wow. See, that's pretty different. Like you're very happy with yourself.
I was pretty happy. But okay, now the reason I say that so strongly is because, like I said before, 24 hours of material, you got to cut it down into an hour.
Yeah.
How do you do that? So like for the first like watching it back for the first like week or so, like 10 or so days, it was like it looked like a lot of the storylines were like the A and B storylines were like the love. So Bruce and Coco and Colin and Holly, which is fair because, you know, people are making out, especially a 30-year-old and a 21-year-old and one's that's extremely good looking and one that probably wouldn't go for each other in the real world. That is going to be great TV. It was the most viewed social clips. It was massive, right? Yeah. But I think what didn't really get portrayed for some people was their like the other stuff that wasn't those big storylines. So like Holly and Colin's story was, yes, it was massive, but I feel like that was a lot of their stories. Whereas Colin's a very, very, very smart person. Colin's very like, he's a very religious person. He's very like into his spirituality. And like, we had a lot of conversations about that on the show and I don't really think that got shown, but what's better TV?
It's true.
Him making out with a 30-year-old model or me and him chinwagging talking about spirituality. Yeah. So like at the end of the day, I see why they put that A story in because it's good TV. But even like conversations I had with even with Holly, like Holly's storyline was a lot of it was Colin and like the drama around her and Coco. But like Holly is very smart as well. Like, you know, she's lived a life. She's traveled the world with her job. You know, modeling. She's gone a lot of countries I'd dream to go to. So like
soccer and everything. Yeah,
she played professional soccer. Like, you know, that got mentioned. But like a lot of these conversations I have with people watching it back, I was like, oh, where's that? Like, you know, but I see why. You know, like because they made the most popular. If I was to go on the show and make out with a woman for a week straight, and then I was like mad that my conversation over here didn't get shown. Like, come on.
So be it.
Yeah.
Do you reckon this is kind of like, here's my thoughts on like reality TV. It's nothing too controversial, but
make it controversial.
There's always been a part of me that and I'm not calling you a degenerate. Don't you worry. But
I am.
Now that's out of the way. No. I've always thought that reality TV, it does sometimes, I think you're right in the sense that you're going to capture, I guess, what are clickable moments. And I think that sometimes that overlaps with things that could be classified, quote unquote, as degenerate.
Yep.
And that is, it's one of those things that like you could be the most intelligent person in the world, but if you're on a reality TV show, they're probably not going to spotlight that. They're probably going to spotlight something that's, again, will feed the masses in a lot of way. On that, do you feel like reality TV then it forces you, and this is kind of connected to my previous question, but do you feel like it almost then forces you to not be your best version because it's in order to really stick out, you have to again adopt more of a degenerate version. Not that you did that, but it's like even with your Love Islands and all these other reality TV shows, it just feels like if you're not a degenerate, you're kind of influenced to be that way in order to get the most amount of popularity and clicks.
Depends on your goal. So if your goal is to go on a show and be like the like you're going on it going, I'm going to be viral. I want to be clipped. I want to be this massive personality, post it. So let's say your goal is that, but you're this really intelligent guy, really mature. You're great with talking to guys. You're great with talking to girls. You're just a social butterfly. And like that would be great TV, but then you choose to do dumb stuff. Well, that's going to get shown. Depends on your goal. But I think like being on a reality TV show gives you options, right? So like going on it, everyone on the show knew that you'd have an audience after it. Whether you harness that or not and take on it and then start posting a bunch on social media is up to you. But you'll know that, like, we all knew that the show would be seen by people. We didn't know it would be as big as it would be. Like, it was massive at the time, but we know that. Yeah. So it's up to you what you do on the show to sort of see if these people will follow you after it or not. But it depends on your goal. Like I went on that show sort of like pretty much just to have fun. Yeah. Like I just wanted a bit of fun, and it's like pretty cool. Like it's a cool thing. Like 13 out of 22,000 people got selected, and I just did it for a laugh. Absolutely, you know. Yeah. My goal wasn't really anything, but just to sort of have fun.
So would you do it again? Would you do it all over again? Would you do reality TV again in a different format?
I wouldn't do Love Islands. I wouldn't do any dating shows. That's for sure. I think sex should be just for the bedroom, in my opinion. Like, I don't think I could have sex on TV. No. But I probably would do like a Big Brother All-Star cast or something.
Yeah. Nice.
What about like a Survivor or something? Because
Survivors, man, like that's a whole different ball game, man. Like that's real. Like I'll go on there like 80 kilos and leave like 60. Yeah. Like I don't know. Like, probably not.
Yeah.
But like
something Big Brother related more so.
Maybe like just something where it's like just you live in.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here.
I'd do that. Yeah. One day if I get big enough, for sure.
Eat some grubs. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
I would do it.
Terrible.
I would do it. None of that shit really scares me. No, it does. Oh my god, I'm so scared. No, get me on there. Yeah.
Elite. Yeah. And then coming out of it now, because you mentioned that, like, obviously having a following is going to be something that comes from being, on the show, garnering that following, garnering that attention. So has anything changed for you now that you have been out of the show? I know you've been publicizing a lot about your music, which you always have been doing. But has something more so changed for you now since then? Yeah,
I mean, it's weird. Like, people know me where they probably wouldn't have before. Like I remember the first sort of like, oh shit moment was like, and by the way, when people listening, I'm not a fucking Ryan Reynolds or I'm not that famous at all. Trust me, I'm not saying that because I know this can sound very cocky. It's not, but I was on a reality TV show that was viewed by a lot of people. And the difference between being in Melbourne, because the show was massive in Melbourne, it was huge here. The difference between someone going on a show like Big Brother and someone being like an AFL player is the AFL player for their job. They go out and play every week. But Big Brother, people watched it and like they watched you and they know you and they watched you sleep. They watched you argue. They watched you flirt. They watched you talk about your favorite movies, your favorite songs. They know you. Like they really know you. The first moment where I like left the house and I was like, whoa, like, this is pretty like, whoa, people know me, was I was at the airport coming home and I was in a urinal. And I was just having a piss, and this guy was literally staring at me, like fully like staring at me. I was like so uncomfortable.
Hope you don't have stage fright.
And I
wetting myself. What's going on?
I turn up to him like that, and he goes, Vinny. And I was like, hey mate. He goes, man, I watched every episode as he's pissing. As we're pissing, and I lucky I just finished up. I was like, oh, thanks mate, appreciate it, thanks for watching. And I left, and I was like, whoa, like it was like in terms like what's changed after the show. Like, some people in public will recognize me and stuff, and that took like a sec to adjust to. But it's all like in good spirits. But like I don't know. Like some opportunities have come my way because of it, which I'm very lucky for. I've got like I'm making a bit more of a push on social media with stuff and posting my personality on there, which sort of I did on Big Brother without the phone, right?
Exactly.
I'm trying to do that on my phone now.
Are there certain things you're trying to press more than on social media, like music, for example?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, right? So like I've been writing music for like a couple years now, and like making music for a little bit now, but I've really found, and I guess it was sort of pre Big Brother, I've always, I don't know, I always thought acting was a job that like literally only actors could do. I know that sounds dumb, but like you're at home, you're watching a movie, you're like, oh my god, how, like I can't do that. Like how could I even get into that position? Like how? Yeah. Like that's just so foreign to me, especially coming from Mildura on a farm. Like no, that's not happening. That isn't like no. But pre Big Brother, I was like, fuck, I'd really like to get into acting somehow. And a mate of mine's girlfriend at the time, she was like casting for like a short film. She's a director and a writer and an actress. She's incredible, and she was casting for it and I auditioned and I got the role. And I'd never acted in my life before ever. I just read the script, sort of imagined who this dude would be, and filmed it and sent it to her. And she goes, "Yeah, you've got this role." I was like, "Sick." I couldn't do it because of Big Brother.
Wow.
But Big Brother happens, and then I'm like, well, why not? Like, why can't I? You know, I guess more people know who I am now. Like, let's leverage the connections that I've made now, because a lot more people follow me, and a lot more people in the TV and film world follow me, and other industries as well. But since the show, I've like found this like insane, and it's not from Big Brother, but like post it, I've found this insane love for acting. Like, I think it's sick. It's unreal. Like, psychology, man, like the psychology of acting is insane. And I'm studying now at Howard Fine in Brunswick a couple of days a week, and I'm like addicted to it. So it's not that I'm like completely put the guitar away, but like I've just found this other avenue where my brain's like creatively like flowing, and like it's sort of the mix of both worlds, because like if I get a role where I'm a musician, like it's just like it's the best of both worlds.
On that, like, what is it about acting that really attracts you?
The psychology of it. So like, I'm Vinny, I'm 22, I'm a male from country Victoria, but if I get a script where it's like, okay, play James who's 28 and he's a serial killer, well, I'm not a serial killer, but how could I play that? How could I be that?
So you can be anything you want.
Yeah.
Or anyone you want.
And what can I bring of myself to that character? Ooh. That is like, that's how you act, right? So like, you can do it in a bunch of ways. You can do it like the Heath Ledger way, where he was like fully made himself the Joker, fully did it, like did not, you know, he had journals of writing. Like, the psychology of it's just so sick to me.
Here's another mind fuck. For you to be able to actually adopt those characteristics, you have to have a little bit of that Heath Ledger in you, or that serial killer in you. Hopefully not too much. No. Knock on wood. Yeah. But that's human nature for you, isn't it?
And what we're learning at the moment, I don't want to make this an acting class, but it's because I'm not qualified. I'm not qualified to talk about it at all.
I'm not, what are you learning?
What do you mean? You've been on reality TV.
I'm not qualified to teach it, but what I'm learning at the moment is like, well, a serial killer one day wasn't a serial killer. You know, he was just a normal dude, but stuff makes him motivated to do certain things. So we're learning about what is human nature. What about the human experience is all universal? What would make me snap at my brother? And just maybe when we were kids, I hit him. And can I turn that up when I'm in a scene, or when I'm acting or whatever? Or if I'm like, if I recently in our class, I had to do a scene with my scene partner where we were mates, and he took me down to Central Park Lake, and he was telling me like he's like in love with this like girl, and I'm like, what the fuck are you on about? Like, this is like not you, you're so crazy. He's taking me down there at 2 a.m. He goes, I'm in love with a girl named Sally. I'm like, Sally? He goes, yeah, she's a mermaid. I'm like, what the fuck? But like, obviously that's laughy, right? We all laugh at that, but in the moment in the script, it's very serious, and it's serious for my scene partner. It's like I have to pull from my real life, where my mate has told me he's in love with a girl, and like, I guess I'm pretty blessed. Like, I'm a barber. I've cut so many people. I've got so much real life to pull from, and it's such a cool avenue to be able to just like, okay, well, this is me. Here's where I can put it into a creative way, which I'm addicted, man. I love it. Like, I want to do big feature films. Like, I want to get to like a Jacob Elordi Chalamet level.
Oh,
like,
well, here we go. It started on the Big Bros podcast, and it started on Big Brother. So funny that coincidence.
Sorry for that acting rant.
No, don't apologize.
He's going to be on Netflix soon alongside Jacob Elordi and Margot Robbie. So there we go. It'll come about very soon. We got no doubt. And also because you're so passionate about it, like you said, you fucking love it. You're invested in it. So you'll make it work. And then one other thing we saw you made work was you sung with Zach Bryan.
Yeah.
Oh, that thing. Yeah.
How the fuck did that happen?
Yeah. No, me and Zach Bryan go way back. Random. But it was 2023 December 9th, the night he pulled me out. And the month leading up, I was just like, a couple months leading up, I was just obsessed with his music. Like, his songwriting's amazing. Do you like him? Do you like his art? His songs?
I mean, he's
amazing. I love his songs, man.
Well.
Especially like in that year, I just loved him. Yeah. And I had tickets. Me and my brother were going, and a girl I was like sort of seeing at the time, like, I don't know how to even word that. It was like a summer fling. It was like a 4-week summer fling. Like, we were in love with each other for 4 weeks. That was it. Started and ended 4 weeks. Done. Anyway, I went with her as well. It was me, her, and my brother. And the lead up, I was talking to like my family and mates and clients I was cutting. I was like, you know what? I want to make a sign, and I'm gonna get pulled out. Like, I'm gonna do it. And like, people were like, oh, no. But then a couple of people were like, fuck, you're serious, eh? I'm like, yeah. I even DM'd him a month before saying, hey mate, I'm gonna make a sign, you're going to pull me out, and I'll show you this message. I forgot to show him the message, but the rest came true.
Did he answer?
Wow.
No, he didn't reply.
Okay.
But I sent it with that intention. I'm very big on speaking. I think the mouth is the most powerful thing in the world. I can tell myself I'm a piece of shit, worthless and ugly, and I'll feel that. But if I tell myself I'm great at something, I'll be that. I'm very big on psychology.
You can create your own identity.
Yeah, and you can create your own luck.
That's it.
You can create your own luck. If I say I'm very, very unlucky all the time, luck won't find me. So like I was like manifesting the shit out of it. And then that day I made a sign, and then I practiced heading south on the guitar a couple of times that day. And I was like, cool, I'm going to get pulled out. And he did. He goes, sorry. So at the start of the concert, I'm with my brother and with this girl, and at the very start of the concert, I hold this thing up, and I'm like holding it there for like 10, 15 seconds. People behind me are like, okay, now it's enough now. It's enough. You can sort of put it down. I'm like, just wait. I saw him glance over. He held a second and then looked away. Did not look back at me the entire time. I held up that sign in between every single song. Did not look back at me the entire time once. I'm like, this guy's just completely ignored me. Am I wasting my time? Then it came time for heading south to be in the set. And then he goes, oh, this next song's a big one. And then he goes, he looks in the crowd, he goes, you with the sound, come on up here. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, it happened. And like this, like, I will never forget that feeling. It was like I was floating. I jump over the fence, I get pulled out, and I look out to the crowd, and it is like 30,000 people in that area. Looks like TV static with color.
That's scary.
That's how I've described it to people.
That's terrifying.
And you're what, like 19, 18?
20, just about to turn 20 maybe.
Right.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, 2023. Yeah, 19. Yeah.
Heart's pounding.
Yeah, and then I thought if I get pulled out, I'd just play with him. I'd just play guitar with him, like, because I can't sing. I didn't know I could sing at the time. And then he goes, "Start us up, brother. Start singing. Tell him your name." And I was like, I had a sign, and that the video that I've got on my Instagram that's pinned, like you can see it. But he goes, "Start us up, brother. Start singing." And I was like, "Whatever you say, Mr. Bryan." And I just went for it. And then I did well. And then from that moment, I've sort of started making music and doing stuff in that space. And I was really like, the momentum was like massive, like after that. Yeah. And then it sort of dipped down a little bit. Got in a relationship, and just other priorities sort of took over my life. But like, I'll still have a guitar. I'll still try to put songs out. But like right now, my focus is on acting. But that time when life was like fucking wild. Like, yeah.
That is fucking wild.
It was ridiculous.
You're on stage. Do you enter a flow state in that, like with 30,000 people, like,
no, I forgot the words.
Oh, you forgot the words?
If you watch, in the video, I forget the words. So I go back up and I'm like, and then the 30,000 people laugh, and they're like, but they're not laughing at me. They're laughing at the moment, which was funny, right? Of
course.
And then Zach Bryan comes in, he goes, "Won't stop going," and then like I go in and then I finish it off, and then, but you sort of do enter a flow state, and the adrenaline's so high, you're just like doing whatever you're doing. You don't even really think about it, and then the song ends, and then he does a shoey, and then I get off stage, and then that's the rest is history. Wow. Yeah, I went out that night with my brother, and like, the high I was on was incredible. Like, and I was completely sober.
Wow, there you go. You don't necessarily need that to just heighten you. I mean, I feel like you're already heightened enough as your characteristic and your personality, aren't you, mate? But for a 22-year-old, mate, you have done some fucking wild shit already.
Yeah,
like, it is actually scary to think about what is going to be coming up next for you.
Unreal.
And we won't be surprised to see if you are on that stage very soon, acting wise. So, what can people expect from more of you right now?
Right now, just keep seeing me being me on my phone, TikTok, Instagram. Just post some videos of me being done with my brother and my housemates, taking the piss of our lives.
Yeah.
I'm getting my craft with acting. I'm honing in on that. I'm studying a lot. I'm learning a lot. I'm practicing a lot. I'm going to start auditioning for stuff soon, and hopefully land some stuff and maybe travel overseas for it. But like, yeah, I want to make a dent in this space, and I think I can. So yeah, I guess just hang out. Like, there's some stuff that's coming up with some cool brands that's happening soon. Some collabs and like some interview sort of stuff that's going on. I'd like to get into like presenting and like in the media and stuff. I'd like to host. I'd love to like when like movies come in for like press tours and stuff. I'd love to be that person that interviews them.
Yeah.
I want to do more of that, and there's stuff I'm doing like in play for that, like come on the Big Bros pod, like getting me talking right, you know, like getting me talking to people right.
Well, I could see you being like even like a host on like the Arias or something like that. You know?
Man, say that louder so they hear.
Yeah. This is your guy.
Yeah,
unreal.
Or the Logies.
Yeah, all the Logies, all the Oscars.
Oscars. Yeah.
I'll be in the audience for that.
Yeah.
What about no, mate.
Exactly.
Audience for Grammys.
Up for nomination.
Both.
Why not?
What can I lost
Best
us?
of both of us.
Why not? Pocket los dos. Exactly.
That's it. Hey, before we finish, I hope you're hungry because there's some beautiful
Mate.
and delicious muffins. That shout out to Jeremy's mum. She always
Shout out Jeremy's mum.
shout out Jeremy's mother. But you got to earn it, and the way you got to earn it.
Or talk to me. Ask me the deepest question of my life.
It's unfortunately it's not that deep.
Okay.
It can be though.
But it can be. You can give a deep answer. It's not boring though. The question is, what's been a very sweet moment in the last 12 months? Could be even this year. But it's a sort of sweet moment that gives you the fuzzy feeling in the stomach.
All right. I do want that cupcake. That looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, that looks ridiculous.
We'll give you a couple.
You've been eyeing it down the
Oh,
whole
I
night.
have been looking at Yeah, so you call me fat. So you think I'm fat.
Yeah.
So you think I'm fat in this dress?
I'm fat shaming you.
Wow, so you think I'm fat, so you want me to die. Okay. No, my sweet memory from... I've got two, and they're both to do with my siblings. My sister turned 18 on the 4th of Jan this year, and that was like a sweet moment. I don't know, it was just like, fuck, like none of us are kids anymore.
Yeah.
And like it was weird when I turned 18, like, whoa, like, you know, I'm an adult now, but like they were like 12, my sister, you know, but now she's an adult, and I'm like, whoa, like that was just a shock and like very sweet. I don't know, I look back on it with like a really happy memory. And then the other memory is my brother moving from Mildura to Melbourne, and he's living with me now. It's me, my brother, Will Taylor, and Bailey, my other housemate. That was very sweet, like us like looking for houses and stuff, and you know, decorating it and stuff like that together. Like we not to make it depressing, but like my mum and dad divorced when I was 5, and he lived with dad, I lived with mum. Like we were brothers, and like we went to primary school together, but there was like years where we sort of we weren't in the same like house, and we weren't growing up together. And that's not anyone's real fault. It's just sort of how our childhood went out. But like to be living with him again, it's pretty dope. It's very sweet. So I'll fucking take this.
Yes.
There you go.
Do you want me to try it on camera?
Yeah, why not? Go for
Rip
it.
into it. I think it's very
if I
chalk
get-
muddy.
If I get it on my face, I have no shame.
As
I
you
don't
shouldn't.
care.
Good.
As you shouldn't.
All right. Well, what is this? Like, what the
It's just like a little chalky stick, just a bit of decoration.
Oh, man.
You know, bit of a chalky.
What's your mum's
stick.
name?
Naomi.
Naomi. Shout out Naomi. All right. Let's go. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get
This is good for future guests as well. See how actually good it is. Oh, there we go. It is everywhere. The running commentary. There's been about 8
Oh my
bites
God.
taken. No words as said just yet.
Holy shit. I'm not even saying this just to say this. Like, I know it went everywhere. It's on my lip right now. I'm leaving it there for later. That was unreal.
Oh yeah, we love that.
There's no napkins, so I'm gonna have to use the mic. I'm kidding.
You'll have to lick the fingers.
We've got water here, mate.
Holy shit. Dude. No, okay, I'm a fat fuck. I'm about to finger the icing. That's ridiculous. I'll give that. I'm going to give that 9.1 out of 10.
0.1. That's
Yeah.
a pretty good rating.
The
That's a good
only
rating.
thing that I would want different is them
Yes.
just straight out of the oven.
Oh, that's a good call. That's a good call. Got to heat it up later.
Yep. So if I don't look hot for this last shot, chocolate. Is it chocolate?
No, you're good.
No, you're okay.
You know, even if there was, you'd still look bloody perfect, mate. And you've been a
thanks, mate.
perfect guest today, mate.
I appreciate
We've
it.
absolutely loved having you on the show. Lots of laughs and great insights. And we cannot wait to see what is yet to come for you, especially in the acting space.
Thank you, mate.
Vinny.
Appreciate it. Thank you, lads. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Unreal.